You just got back from a vacation and you're already exhausted again. Here's why. You didn't need a break. You need a different life, a major life shift. And I know that sounds dramatic, but stay with me because what I'm about to tell you will completely change how you see burnout. I'm Leah Brown, and for over 20 years, I've worked with thousands of burned out professionals who've tried everything: the spa days, the meditation apps, the long weekends away, and they're still stuck. Here's what nobody's telling you. Burnout isn't a tiredness problem. It's an identity crisis. And until you understand that, you're going to keep treating the symptoms while the real problem gets worse. So if you're someone who's done all the right things, you've rested, you've set boundaries, you've tried to slow down, and you still feel empty, disconnected, and exhausted, this video is for you. Because we're about to go deeper than surface level self-care advice. We're going to talk about what burnout actually is and why rest alone will never be enough. Let's start with the lie we've all been sold. You're burned out because you're working too hard. Just rest more. Sounds reasonable, right? Except it's not true. I had a client, incredibly successful, respected in his field, devoted father and husband. He finally took that 2-week vacation everyone told him he needed. Beach, no emails, complete disconnection. The first few days he felt relief, but by day 5 he was restless, irritable, anxious. He didn't know how to just be. By week 2, he was secretly checking work emails because the emptiness was unbearable. He came back more exhausted than when he left. But now he had a new layer of shame. I just had a vacation. Why do I still feel this way? So let's get clear on what burnout actually is. Burnout is the slow, painful erosion of your true self, buried under a mountain of shoulds, expectations, and roles you've been playing for so long that you don't even remember who you are without them. It's an identity crisis disguised as exhaustion. It's what happens when your life is completely misaligned with your soul. Think about it. You can rest your body. You can take a break from work. But if you're living a life that's fundamentally disconnected from who God created you to be, rest won't fix that. You'll just be a well-rested person living the wrong life. And here's the part that nobody talks about. This misalignment doesn't just make you tired. It makes you numb, cynical, resentful. It makes you feel like you're watching your own life from the outside, going through the motions, but not actually living. You wake up and think, is this it? Is this all there is? And the answer is no. But you have to be willing to look at the real problem. The real problem isn't your schedule. It's not your workload. It's not even your lack of boundaries, though those things matter. The real problem is that you've lost yourself, and you can't rest your way back to yourself. You have to reclaim yourself. Now, this misalignment shows up differently for different people, and understanding your pattern is critical. Let me give you 3 examples. The achiever. Your identity is wrapped up in your accomplishments. You're driven, successful, always exceeding expectations. But here's the problem. You don't know who you are without the gold star, without the promotion, without the next big win. So you keep climbing, keep achieving, keep performing, and you're still empty because the validation is always external and always fleeting. The caregiver. Your identity is wrapped up in being needed. You're the rock for everyone, your family, your friends, your colleagues. You find genuine fulfillment in helping others, but you've given so much of yourself away that there's nothing left. You feel guilty saying no, resentment builds, and you've completely forgotten how to fill your own tank. Yet, survivor. Your identity is built around being strong, self-sufficient, in control. Maybe you learned early on that the world isn't safe, that you can only rely on yourself. So you carry everything, you manage every detail, you never let your guard down. And that hypervigilance, it's utterly exhausting. Which one resonates with you? Because here's the truth. Until you understand the specific lie you've been believing about who you are and what you need to do to be safe and loved, you're going to keep running the same program. And rest won't change the program. So why isn't rest enough? Because rest treats the symptom, not the root. Rest says, you're tired, so take a break. But transformation says, you're living the wrong life, so let's build a new one. Rest is important, don't get me wrong. Your body needs it. Your mind needs it. But if you're resting from a life that's fundamentally misaligned with who you are, you're just recharging so you can go back to the same exhausting existence. That's not freedom. That's a hamster wheel with better lighting. Real transformation requires you to ask the hard questions. Who am I when I'm not performing? What do I actually value, not what I've been told to value? What roles am I playing that were never mine to play? Where have I abandoned myself to meet everyone else's expectations? These questions are uncomfortable. They require you to look at your life honestly. They might require you to disappoint people. They might require you to make changes that feel scary. But here's what I know after 2 decades of walking with people through this. On the other side of that discomfort is a life you can't even imagine right now. A life where you wake up energized instead of dreading the day. A life where your relationships are based on genuine connection, not performance. A life where you're living your purpose, not everyone else's agenda. A life where you're free. So here's my invitation to you. Stop treating burnout like a tiredness problem. Start treating it like the identity crisis it actually is. Stop asking, how can I rest more? Start asking, who am I really? And how can I build a life that's an authentic expression of that person? This isn't a quick fix. It's a journey, but it's a journey that will lead you back to yourself. And here's the part that makes this different from every other burnout solution out there. This isn't just about you figuring it out on your own. This is about reconnecting with the God who created you with intention and purpose, the one who knows who you really are, even when you've forgotten. You weren't created to be a supporting character in everyone else's story. You were created to live your story, the one God wrote specifically for you. And that story, it's not about doing more. It's about being more of who you already are. If this resonates with you, I want you to do just 2 things. First, leave a comment and tell me which face of burnout resonated most with you. The achiever, the caregiver, or the survivor. I read every comment and I want to hear your story. Second, subscribe to this channel. Over the next few weeks, we're going deep into this awareness and identity series. In the next video, we're talking about the lie that productivity culture taught you, and it's going to challenge everything you think you know about success. Remember, you're not broken. You're not lazy. You're disconnected. And disconnection can be healed. But not with rest alone, with truth, with courage, and with a willingness to reclaim the person you were always meant to be. I'm Leah Brown, and I'll see you in the next video.